2013. Now we continue to do every month. We started series about a blog about programming, and now I am Agile coach at Agile Academy. Yeah, in Hanoi, based in Hanoi. Yeah, something to talk about. Have you heard about one of the following complex? My boss is skeptical. He doesn't want to change. My boss doesn't want Agile. Agile is not his value. My boss does not support me. I'm alone in Iceland. My teammates does not want to change. They are so skeptical. They do not want to do anything. It's complaints that I have heard again and again. Actually, and here is some number about articles to organize, to start Agile senior management sponsorship. If we cannot get a sponsorship of our management, it's really hard to apply something. And here I had a report from version 1. The lack of management support also is something very critical to apply Agile. But 45% people respondents say that actually when Agile is not the purpose of business. Agile is just a tool, a way to have the identity of the business. And if we want to have the sponsorship of our management, we need to convince that Agile is useful for their business. So if we want to apply Agile, we first thing, why we need to convince our management why we need to apply Agile. If we cannot do that, sorry, you are alone. Really, we are alone. And like the guy yesterday, actually yesterday I asked him. He complained a lot about his boss. My boss wants to do this, but he does not support me. He does not support me. In our company has a lot of problems. But when I want to apply Agile, I cannot do anything because my CEO does not support me. So I asked him, why Agile? Why the boss needs to support you to do Agile? He cannot say, no, I think Agile is good. But why do you think that your boss think Agile is good? No, I have no nothing. I think Agile is good because Agile say that we can deliver better, we can meet deadline, we can build good quality software, we can do many things. How you can say that in your context? Your context, because your boss, he does not believe the context of US, of Europe, or other company. He just believes in his company. He said, no, I cannot say. He said, I cannot. No, I just believe in. So sorry. The first you need to do is convince the boss why Agile is valuable for you. So I think if we want to start our Agile journey in our company, the first thing we need to think about what our boss does, and what he wants, what he has problem, and we try to visualize or matching what Agile can bring to his gain, what Agile can relieve his pains. The first thing. If we, and I think this, although it's the value proposition for the business, but in fact, if we want to start doing Agile in our company, we need to think like a businessman in this case. For our teammates as well. If we want to recruit people to our team to start doing Agile in our company. How to do this? We need to convince that Agile helps him, our teammates, to do that. Instead, they just stay doing the same thing they are doing, and yeah, of course, everything is okay. It's normal. I do not need to change anything. So the first thing I think, if we want to initiate something in our company, we need to think like a businessman. Is this thing? And one of my experience when we do to show the benefits, because there are two ways to say that Agile is good or Agile is just not so good, but it can relieve your pains. So we can bring here several pains, vicious cycle pains in a company. For example, if you miss the deadline, so you lose the trust of your client. For example, in a company, outsourcing company, or just a IT department in a company, for example, if you miss deadline, you lose the trust. So if you lose the trust of the company, you are pushed by your client to do this for me, do this for me. You need to finish this. Yes. So you have no control in your plan. You have no control. Because everyone try to push you, because they do not trust you, so you cannot plan by yourself. Other people plan for themselves. So there is no agility in your planning. You are in chaos. So I use this vicious cycle to try to find the problem or visualize the problem in the company. One way in the company to say that you are in a dead match if you do not want to change something. So try to find out the way to change something in this cycle in a company. So the last thing is, the first thing, you need to talk about business value, not Agile. And the best is about number. If you want to do something, talk with number. For example, in Vietnam now, in crisis of IT people, the turnover rate of most of companies is really high. Many companies last year they just had big company, rich company. They just had the turnover rate of 50% per year. But this year, with the first quarter, they have 30%. Wow. Yeah, many companies. And a lot of people complain. So, we can start with this. So, why people leave the company? For example, I start with story with my boss or my client. Why your people leave your company? Because they need to, one of reasons, because they need to work a lot, they have no control of their work, because they have to work overtime. Yeah, working at 9 p.m. or overnight is not normal in Vietnam, especially in our society. Because you need to finish this today, tomorrow. Today you need to finish. I don't care about this. So if we talk about overtime problem for the businessman, because I don't care, you do your business. But if we talk about turnover rate, maybe you can hear. If the turnover rate is high, it means that you need to lost a lot of money to onboard people, to recruit people. So if we talk in that term, maybe our boss can hear. The quality as well. Low quality, low quality is not problem because you are doing outsourcing. Okay. So if you are doing low quality, what problem? You need to fix the bug. What time? How many percent of time instead of you doing new project, you need to fix bug? I don't know. For example, last month, how many percent? 20%. 20% of your staff, so how much money? If we try to visualize those data to our boss, we can convince them, step by step of course. Don't try to push them to the limit in one day because they think that we are scaring them. But with this way of talking about our boss, we can take the permission. Take the permission to do. And depending on the business value and the benefits and the cost, you want to say the benefits you visualize that Agile can solve problem or create opportunity for the company. We can have more kind of cost to use, so that we can plan the scope. For example, okay, I do not believe you. Try to do it by yourself. Do whatever you want. So you have no money, no time. You do the same job you do now. So try to do something. But if you have permission in your team, for example, you have a little money for the training for that team. You have the time to do, for example, you have time to do Scrum Master because the manager haven't believed the total. So you have a little more money, and if you really convince them that up to now I believe that Agile can solve my problem. Okay, so you have need this money to pilot a project to really ensure that Agile can solve my problem. So you have more. So depending on the business or the benefits we can visualize to our boss, we can have more money, more resources, more time for us to do that. So it's the very first time, nothing related to Agile, but it's very important. If you do not do this, you cannot initiate anything. Actually, more the people engaged to Agile in Vietnam now is more technical people like me. So like technical people, we do not think like businessmen. We need to do good thing, we need to do good quality, we need to clean the code, we need to refactor. Okay, so what business value you bring? So most of people, Agile people in Vietnam, we are technical men, and we are fans of Agile, just fans, I believe. Don't talk to me why, I believe. So with that way of working, we cannot do anything inside the company. You can read the books, you can post, you can write, but nothing you can do in the company. So I think we must shift a little to go on more salesman. Sale is not bad in this case, right? If we cannot sell Agile to our boss, okay, I'm sorry. And other, because when we start Agile, with the Agile manifesto with a video of 3 minutes or 2 minutes, and a video of 5 minutes with Scrum, for example, or Kanban 3 minutes, in 10 minutes, we can learn everything about Agile. And people think that, Agile is too easy, we start to do everything. I don't think so. Education is different from other education that people just, because everyone we learn, everyone we teach, at least our children, or our junior people in our company, and everyone would think that we are master in education. So, but in fact, we do not think learn enough for that. So do not try to go too fast. People usually, I don't know, in US or other countries, because I just have experience in Vietnam. But people, when trying to apply Agile or Scrum or Kanban, the first thing they want to do is modify. In our company it's different. We are doing outsourcing. Our people are different. Our boss are different. Our customers are different. So we need to modify Agile. We need to modify Kanban. Kanban says limit work in progress, but no, in company, our company client want to do everything at the same time, so we do not have limit work in progress. We do everything at the same time. For example, Scrum. No really Scrum, because we have a distributed team. For example, I don't know, in other countries, the same. I know in my country, people, the first thing they want to do with Agile is modify it. It's true for you?
In Dana, because I met quite some companies in Dana. They try to customize Scrum Agile to fit with the Vietnamese culture.
Yeah, but in the first step, it's not the last step. They do the first step or last step?
Yep, the first step. When they start moving to Scrum Agile.
In Thailand?
Yes,
in
similar.
Thailand,
I see several companies that I talk to, friends in the industry. Yes, first thing they do is adopt it to their context. So I agree with you that don't break the form before you learn the form. Yes.
Surely, the first thing we must to know what is the show. We just repeat. We try to repeat to understand what is this to be able to do the right way. And after that, the hard we try to break the rule, but because we follow the guys, so we try to break the rules. It's just little things. But after that, the real is we customize. But people usually do this. The first thing we customize everything. so Agile, and when I visit companies or talk with people, Agile people, how are you doing Kanban? Is Kanban real? Kanban is just they have a bot, but it's not a bot, a Kanban bot. Right? They have a bot. The bot is called Kanban. They have something called sprint, and they say that we are doing Scrum. In the first thing, no, Scrum in our company, there is no retrospective because we are doing the best. We do not need to improve anything. We just 5 people. We stay together and we know each other. Do everything. We do not need to do daily Scrum. So those stuff. And when just few minutes, we talk with them. Now it's the same way. New name. And as iteration, start meeting, retrospective, Kanban board, something just practice. It's more part of the iceberg. Agile manifesto, Agile principles, Scrum values, culture, those things is very large. And the most important thing is we need to get those values, not easy. Those practice, those techniques. Practice is just to help us to have value behind here. And which one is more difficult to manipulate? This one or this one? This way or this way? Really? This is simpler. It's simpler. This is simpler, so it's easier to more use, right? Okay. People see Agile is too simple, so we can use it. We can modify it. We need to put 3 cycles here more because just with one we can fail easily, so we can put 2 more here. So we have a 3 cycle, not 2 unit cycle, right? That's not a problem. People know it, understand it, and apply it. There are 3 levels, very different, but people still know it and apply it. This is the same thing. It's usually like this. So, I felt really sad when my colleague, an instructor at university teaching software engineering, 10 years experience, he said, Agile is nothing to teach. Nothing to teach. It's just a manifesto of 4 lines, 4 sentences, 3 minutes. We do not need to teach to our students. Okay. I said, okay. I had nothing to discuss with him. So, Agile is like this, I think. And at the start, methods we try to describe learning backlog to learn what we learn, and when you learn to apply. And to remind about the scope learning cycle. We cannot learn anything with just reading the books. In this case, we need to apply, experiment to have experience. And when we have experience, we need to reflect, writing blog, talk with people, write summary, write reflection. It's important. We cannot just the book and do everything right at the first time. I think so. So if we really start our journey, we have a backlog and try to learn small thing with this cycle. Learn something. For example, for this month we just try to apply Kanban board, for example, just some techniques. We read about that, learn about that, or have some training about Kanban, apply that, and say with the team who have experience and reflect about Kanban board only Kanban board. And I think with this way we can learn step by step, a little, incrementally. We can learn we can grow our learning, our knowledge, and to go further. Okay. The most thing in my talk is just about some comment, question, or discuss. Yeah.
I suppose you apply that, and what are the challenges? Is which step you find more challenging if you apply it because it's like an iterative way? Is there a step? I don't know. Is it a ritual? Is it a stand-up meeting? What is the step where you see there's more resistance when you try to apply it?
For me, I see and with my team and the team I coach, retrospective. The first thing is convince the team that retrospective is important. Waste some time, talk about the past to find one or two small actions to improve next. It's quite hard. It's quite hard. I have experience with one of my team. Now a small girl, a scrum master, a little girl, young. Oh, let's go, it's time to retrospective, and I had a big guy, technical guy, retrospective. The project is delayed. What do you do? Stay to code, retrospective is for tomorrow, I don't know. A little girl. But you know, the client is going to talk with the CEO, and we are going to get all the complaints. What do you think? Go to retrospective? I do not go. Another is about retrospective. The techniques to facilitate a retrospective section is, I think, is complicated. Not everyone can do. Another is about retrospective is about small things, and people just want to do big thing, and every action just too big, not specific, not concrete. How to do this? So it's hard as well. Retrospective, I have found the most difficult. If they can have retrospective, everything they can fix, can improve little. If they do not, maybe daily scrum is really bad, or they do not have a daily scrum every day because I don't know, for many things. But if with retrospective, they found out retrospective is the stand-up meeting is good, so people can talk together and they can get agreement that we must do daily stand-up. Literally. But if we cannot do this right way, it's hard to fix because there is no time to fix.
I think retro is really part of agile mindset.
Yeah.
The agile value. You can fool around other things, but you need to do retros and more often than less.
Yes, retrospective is the core there, but people, as I say, that people see, they stand up, the board, or something, code sprinting, code iteration, and they say we are doing Agile, but without retrospective. And the Agile go worse and worse.
One question on the learning backlog. What is your typical, frequency of reviewing and updating that backlog?
As my, if this is for me, that update every day. Update daily for me. For example, if I talk with someone, I can see something that I must write down, or I just talk to someone, or I just read something more. For example, storytelling, I have heard a lot, but how to do that specifically today? I think today I need, after the section, last section, I need to learn more, read more, and practice daily, for example.
In my organization, it's one of the retrospective is one thing that people have difficulty to do. They always want to start new project and everything. So that's like you said, it's one of the difficult thing to do. But I think there's one thing that I think we can add to this is that people maybe don't know how to do a good retrospective. So I think. On my organization, we need to find a way to do a good retrospective to try to create a movement.
Yes.
By defining what is a good retrospective by organization. So, I don't know what's your point of view about this.
Retrospective, I think there are many things to. There are so many things that to have a retrospective effective. It's not because a template or a process does not have a retrospective effectively. Okay. The facilitator as well, how open the team as well, how safe the environment as well. If in a team the manager is there, it's hard for team member to talk. In a retrospective, but the layout is simple, right? The layout is like this. The retrospective has to find easy to talk. So I think retrospective is hard section as well, and I think it needs to maintain to have a retrospective effective. At the first time, I think it's hard. And if we do not have experienced people to facilitate first sections, I don't think that they can have after just few sections they are going to lose retrospective because they do not think that retrospective is effective. I haven't seen many teams that they do retrospective, but the actions to improve is just so general. We need to go to daily meeting on time. Okay. But no one is responsible for that. We need to communicate openly. Okay. Those actions, we cannot do anything. And we must do work a lot to teach and have the team to know what actions are actionable, what are not actionable. Or be inside about the team as well. Many teams, the first time I stay with them to do retrospective everyone with the phone game because it was a team to develop game for the company. Okay, everyone size. Okay, let's go to retrospective. Okay, retrospective like this. So with that section, okay, man, we go to ISD in Vietnam, especially in Hanoi. It's the tea with ice, but it's not inside the room, near to the street. Okay, let's go to ISD bar to do retrospective. With that, they cannot stay like this with the phone because the seat is small and everyone to say let's stay like this. So I can get their phones from their hands, so people can talk a little more. Because inside the room, they cannot see, they do not see their face. They just the phone. Right?
Okay.
So I think is the first sections we need to have experienced people to facilitate those things, and after 2, 3, or 4 sections, they can get more used to do that and can talk openly, and also they can get agreement how to execute those sections. We do not use the phone in retrospective meeting. We need to do on time. If not, we must do that after several sections. If they see the value of retrospective section, so we can define a stronger agreement to do that section. So it's better. A process at the beginning for the whole organization, I think it's really hard to do. Other comments?
Just a few more to add. So I agree that retrospective is the key. Especially hard for, especially in Thai or Asian culture that we talk to, we tend to be very shy, and there's a lot of subtext. So what you said is not what you're really saying. It's quite difficult to get this out of the people. So you're right, it depends on the skill of the facilitator who can extract that out. Like you said, I always say my mantra is communication problem is not a problem, because it's, as you said, it leads to no solutions, right? So talk more. What does that mean? So it's fun. And also I'd like to add, there's a good book, I'm sure some of you've seen it, right? Retrospective. It's a white cover with the compass. It talks about 5 stages of retrospective.
Yes.
Right. So any good retrospective usually follow those five steps.
Yeah.
But do it differently each time so it doesn't get stale. Right? A bad retrospective is when you go in and see good, bad, try, good, bad, try, good, bad, try, right? What is that trying to extract? Right? It's basically it's trying to get the whole view of the team, then create an insight, right? So there is a method to do that. So yes, I agree that retrospective is the most important thing.
Yes.
Just want to add that.
That book is retrospective, the great thing.
Make good team great or something like that. I remember that. Yeah.
It's by Esther Derby.
Yeah. Good book to have.
Yes, people and other. I think it's in own Scrum Master training or Scrum training. The trainers do not teach how to facilitate a retrospective meeting or talk. Just teach Scrum Master, the future Scrum Master, what you must to do in each section, step by step, because they just do. You need to do retrospective in Scrum. Retrospective. To get insights, but what we do to have an insight about the team? The Scrum Master come over, let's go guys to do retrospective, but there is no data. The Scrum Master come to the retrospective meeting of team, but with no data, nothing. It's like the people there come to facilitate the section, so it's not as well. So if the Scrum Master does not do his job early, it's hard to do retrospective as well, because there is no data, there is no insight. The comment?
I think it's tough to, when you start, prevent the managers from coming to retrospective.
Oh.
Yes.
That's another challenge when you want to get the real topics coming, the real problems raising. If you have a manager in the room, an outsider that is not part of the team, or is just there once every 2 weeks, just to listen what's going on in this retrospective. So it doesn't allow the team to really talk to each other.
Yes.
That's another challenge.
With the same team, I talk about the gaming team, because before we started to do Agile with that team, the CEO, we need to do this game in 2 months, and the artist team must to do this and in 1 month. The developer game do this in 1 month, and so especially the artists, they had no control they didn't need to communicate to anyone. They just stay there, drawing. After 1 month, dear sir, I'm late. Or dear sir, I'm on time. Here is the pictures. So with Scrum, with daily Scrum especially, what have you done yesterday? Nothing. I need to report daily. Before I needed to report every month. Now I needed to report every day. And especially before I just reported to my CEO, now to the whole team. So especially they felt really stressed. Very stressed with daily Scrum. So one solution we had, the CEO moved to other side of the team. The Scrum Master was also a manager, a founder, was not founder manager, but was founder of the team. Scrum Master cannot stay with the team in daily Scrum. You stay everywhere, at least 10 meters from the team, because I felt nervous if you stay there. So I think in the environment, those things is important as well. It's not right in any book. And it's just, in this case, the team feel nervous with a member. So the Scrum Master, if wants to know what the team says, he needed to put the camera there. The team is okay with the camera, but he's not okay with the presence of the Scrum Master there. Crazy with that team.
Yeah, that's
The Scrum Master was the founder of that company.
Oh, he is big boss, right?
Actually, before, because that company had that founder for 1 year. Before was okay, the relationship with that, because they were on 2 jobs. But 1 year, that guy, he left that company to do other business. When he started the project, he came. So he used to change the people in the team. After just 2 weeks, everything was normal. But just 2 weeks. But the first 2 weeks, you cannot stay there. You just go there to see. Okay.
Just want to add also that I have similar situation where the CEO wants to see the retrospective, and it's very hard to keep them out. One technique I use that works is ask why, right? And then he said, oh, I just want to offer help and give some suggestion. So I find it works when you say to the CEO or the executive saying, your opinion is not an opinion. When the team heard it, it's not a suggestion. So you have to be careful what you say around the team. That helps a lot, because at the end they have good intentions like everyone else, but they just might not. They just want to offer help, an act of doing something, relieve their stuff. But in fact, it makes it worse, because the team hears, oh yeah, do this. It's like, okay, the boss said do this. How can we not do it? And it's just it's a march of death. Like, we all know it's a wrong thing, but the boss said it, so we must march. So, as a Scrum Master or as a coach, it's good to say that to the sponsored project. Right? Just be supportive and don't offer suggestion.
Yes.
Hopefully that helps.
So back to the topic, if we do not have the sponsorship of those people at the beginning, it's really hard to say with them, do not stay with the meeting with the team. You move to your place, because if you stay with the team feel nervous. They do not talk together. So if we do not get the sponsorship of those people, it's really hard.
And it's tough to kick out a director out of the retrospective. I had to do that. Like, no, you're not welcome. You're going to need to leave, and you feel the relief in the team. Like when he gets out, the team is like, we're happy. Like the tension in the room was all of a sudden felt a lot better, more open.
Yeah.
But it's tough as a facilitator to just say to that important person in the company, well, you're not very welcome in here, you know. This meeting belongs to the team.
Okay, it's time to... Yeah, my time is end.
All right.
And so thank you.
You're not really welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It was a slide in case we have not enough time.
Would you guys like to take a couple of minutes break, just get some drinks, other stuff, refresh yourself? Yeah?
Yeah. And then we have the Bangkok guys.
Yep. And I would like to, if you come back, would like to form a team of 4, because we're not going to be doing slides today.